What's up, guys? I'm Ryan Roberts. Welcome into another edition of the At-Large Bid Bearcats podcast. Tonight, I'm joined by 6'6", 290-pound offensive tackle Samuel Paich. Samuel is a Glenbrook North high school product out of Northbrook, Illinois. Sam committed to the Bearcats back on May 18th as a 247 Sports 3-star prospect, rated the number 26 player in Illinois. Sam, welcome into the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's get to know you off the field a little bit, man. I always like to kind of lead into that, give you a chance to introduce yourself. What are some of the things that you enjoy doing off the field when you're not playing football?
So, obviously, as an offensive lineman, I love to cook. I love to cook for my family and my friends. Usually, if I'm not like sleeping or playing football, I'll be in the kitchen, either eating or cooking. I have two jobs. So I work over summer. I'm a caddy, but I'm also help set up like events at a local golf course that my mom's the GM of. So I'm always staying busy, and I don't know. I like to read too. I mean, that's a little unique for at least my age, but I like to read.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite things to read?
I like to read anything. Honestly, it's just things that my dad gives me. He'll read a book. He'll say if it's good or bad, and he'll give it to me if it's good. If it's bad, he won't bother. But yeah.
So let's kind of jump into the recruiting process. Your offer list doesn't really match up. When you look at your film, your offer list did not match what you see on film. Your list consisted primarily of MAC schools, but you also had Cincinnati as your only P4 offer. What was this recruiting process like prior to committing to Cincinnati in May?
Definitely a crazy process. I mean, I kept on getting advice, and the best advice I actually got was just soak it all in. I mean, it was definitely difficult. Just because running around trying to figure out time to go on trips, to go on calls, to go different places. Because like for me, I had a good idea of the schools that I wanted to go to. I just wanted to check some off to make like the list a little bit more narrow. I think the biggest thing for me is that I just found a lot of help in like my faith. And I just kind of like put like I trust in God and kind of let Him lead the path for me. But at the same time, it's kind of hectic because I had 23 offers. I didn't post the last few because I know it's going to commit. But I mean, like I had 20 plus offers, and I mean, once I got offered from Cincinnati, I mean, I knew I was going to become a Bearcat sooner or later. So I'm glad I got that done.
So with that amount of offers, you're hearing all of these different recruiting pitches, talking to all of these different coaches. When you really narrowed it down to the schools you were interested in, what were you looking for in a program, and not only a program, but also a coaching staff?
Yeah, so a few of the big things for me were like family. Like I could tell if it was like a family or if it was like a team. Development, just as like a man, but also as a player. I mean, one of the reasons why Cincinnati, in my opinion, was probably the best school for me was that Coach Cardwell, Coach Sat. I mean, every coach there was just like they were so like respectful and kind, but they're also like I knew they're going to develop me as a man, as a person. And, instead of thinking about the next 5 years of college football, I mean, they're trying to help me set me up for like the next 50 years of my life. I mean, I really appreciate that. Everything was really sincere. And, at my OV, actually, Coach Sack kind of touched on this a little bit more. And he said, I'm going to make you guys all great men. And then after I make you great men, the football will follow. And I think I really stuck with that. That kind of just like hit home. So, I mean, that was definitely one of the big things, just like development as a person. Also just kind of how they approach football. I mean, like I love the sport. That's why I want to play it. That's why I practice every day. I go lift. Everything rolls on football. So, I mean, like I was kind of ready for a pretty heavy program, but also one that holds me accountable in every aspect of my life. That kind of goes back with the development as a man.
So when you look at, you took an unofficial on March 25th to Cincinnati, and you were on campus this past weekend for your official. What were some of the differences between the two visits, and how did this official visit kind of solidify that, hey, I made the right choice?
I mean, in my opinion, the biggest difference was just the amount of time I had with the coaches. Also, we had a lot better relationship by the time I had my official visit. like they got to know me and my parents and my family, and like because I had that like deeper connection with the coaches, the official visit was just like I want to say a relief, but I mean it was like the biggest proof of evidence I could have where it's like this is not only like where I'm going to go to college, but I'm also going to be here for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be happy at every minute. Like I know I'm going to go here and I'm going to love every minute of it. And I think that was like kind of the biggest thing where it was like, they hit all the great marks for football and kind of proved me that they're going to be winning program these next few years and they're going to develop me, but also just kind of like, I know I'm going to be happy there. And like, obviously Cincinnati's an awesome school. Like just like the school itself is amazing, but just knowing that I'm going to be happy, whether I'm in my dorm or in an apartment or I'm with my friends, like teammates, or I'm on the field or in the weight room or wherever it is, I know I'm going to be happy. I mean, that was a really, really, really good selling point for me.
You kind of hit on it a little bit when talking about the relationship side of things, but what is that relationship like with Coach Cardwell that you relate so much to him and what his plan is and vision is for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trust. There was a lot of trust because he was very honest from the beginning. When he gave me the offer, he was kind of like, I know you're kind of going, like your head's going a million miles an hour right now. Like, he's just like, calm down, take a little bit time to wait to commit. He's just like, enjoy the process, kind of make sure that, you know what you're getting into. And I just kind of like the honesty he's had with me throughout the process of just being a good, honest coach and a great man. I mean, that really helped the relationship grow, but also just knowing that he had not only mine, but like my family's best interest at heart. I mean, it was really nice because like I see the coach aspect of him and I see like the former player aspect of him, but also just like who he is as a man and a father. I think that was really, really important for me because I saw who he was as a whole compared to just like a coach or like an authority figure.
So when you look at your film, extremely aggressive in the run block game, 6'6", 290 pounds. So I assume you're going to slot in as a tackle. What has the staff told you? What is their vision for you in terms of what they want you to do once you get on campus?
So actually, I'm gonna play guard, which
Okay.
is interesting. A 6'6" guard is kind of unheard of in college football.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm ready for it. I have the length and everything and the arm size for tackle. But I mean, I'm probably gonna make the biggest impact at guard. And also, I mean, we talked about that's gonna get me in as soon as possible. And so just being able to make an impact a little bit freshman year, hopefully a bigger impact sophomore year, and eventually, junior years, my senior year and redshirt senior year, I'm gonna be a very important aspect of our offense. If need, I can move to tackle and do whatever. But just getting in there early at guard and getting some reps in is really important to me and the team.
For what it's worth, a couple years ago, Cincinnati did have a 6'9" guard, Lorenz Metz. So you're not going to be the biggest guard they've had, but it's not unheard of for Cincinnati, kick someone inside. So what was the staff's message with what they want to see you work on this summer leading into your senior year?
Just putting on some good size, just staying healthy. I mean, a lot of technique stuff. I'm started working in a 3-point now at all times because I did a little bit of a 2-point and a 3-point this year.
Mm-hmm.
But especially this year, I'm gonna do a lot of. Well, I'm only gonna play in a 3-point. And the second thing is cardio. They definitely said I need a lot of cardio, not just because like it's shown on film or anything, but they're just like, listen, like when you get to camp, it's gonna be rough. Just do some cardio now. Go on the treadmill. Go for a walk or a jog, and it's going to pay off long term. So cardio and just kind of getting bigger.
Cincinnati's obviously coming off a rough 3-9 season, something that that program's not used to. When you look at the returning guys, they're returning their entire offensive line. What does that kind of say when Coach Satterfield and Coach Cardwell are kind of talking about the culture that they're trying to build? That these 5 returning starters who maybe had options to go elsewhere wanted to come back and continue to build what their vision is.
I mean, it just kind of just proves the trust and the relationship that the players have with Coach Sat and especially Coach Cardwell. And I mean, there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of faith in the program. And I did actually have time to talk to a few of the players, and one of the offensive linemen, we were talking, and he's just like the culture because they really know Coach Sat and they really got to know the new staff. I mean, it's really it's really kind of flipped. And I mean, I'm ready for a big season this year, if I'm being honest. Like when I went to practice, I've been to some pretty big schools and stuff like that on this process. And I mean, I haven't seen a practice like that ever. Just the aggressiveness, how they're playing, the skill, the technique, just the eagerness to like go on the field and go hit someone. I mean, it's unmatched.
What are your plans for the rest of the summer? Are you planning on to early enroll, or are you going to go through your entire senior year?
I'm gonna go through my entire senior year.
Okay.
I kind of talk about that with like my family and my parents, and I think it's best just to kind of have that smooth transition into high school to college, because like I'm already have enough going on. Like I do, I do sometimes feel like those extra reps would help, but I know once I sign, I'm gonna be hitting the weight room pretty hard with the strength program and the training I'm gonna get. So I'm not too worried.
Are you have you experienced Nico's I guess energy yet from your visits?
Absolutely. He gave a presentation, and I mean he looked like he was about to like to go jump and put a hole in the ceiling. I mean he was ready to like fight a bear. I mean he was ready. He was excited. A lot of energy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the last thing I want to ask you is, student athlete. Student always comes before athlete. Do you have any plans for a major, or what you want to do once you get on campus?
I'm thinking about like the overarching umbrella of business and law, just one of those two. I don't know what specifically yet, but I'm probably going to go into business.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's all I have for you, man. I definitely appreciate you taking time out of your night to come on with us. Any last words for Bearcat fans before we let you go?
Go Bearcats! I mean, I'm excited to play for you guys. I'm ready to have some good years.
All right, Sam. Well, like I said, we appreciate you coming on. We look forward to following your senior year.
Absolutely. Thank you.